Hello everybody, my name is Maddie McLeod. Today I'll be talking about child trafficking. My research question was, why is child trafficking so dangerous? At first my research question was a different topic and subject of human trafficking, and once I started to do my research for that question, I realized that I wasn't going to have enough solid evidence and credible sources, so I decided to go with this research question. My thesis statement was the use of children in trafficking is a violation of Article 4 in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights because it uses children for sexual abuse, slavery, and denies the child a freedom of rights. I had a lot of different evidence for my topic, and when it came to writing a thesis statement, I narrowed it down to what I had the most evidence with. Then I used that evidence to get my 3 topics to mention in the thesis and write about in my body paragraphs. An overview of the argument was a child who experiences child sex trafficking has many future problems they will face. Among those who experience child trafficking, the majority had their first pregnancy, 54.3%, marriage, 60.2%, and sexual violence experience, 55.2%, before they were aged 16 years, making this age category as a potentially important marker of risk. A child who faces child labor or drug trafficking often gets stuck in it forever. According to Safe Supportive Learning, like victims of sex trafficking, labor trafficking victims are kept in bondage through a combination of fear, intimidation, abuse, and psychological controls. A child is stripped of their safety and human rights with little to no help. Various human rights violation occurs at different stages of the trafficking cycle, including unsaleable rights such as the right to life, liberty, and security, the right to freedom of movement, and the right not to be subjected to torture and or cruel, inhumane, degrading treatment or punishment. These facts are facts from every supporting argument paragraph in my essay. They also have evidence to show that they are credible, and they are mostly spot on from the thesis and make the argument really clear. The counter argument, however, child trafficking profits more money than most big commercial businesses. Human Rights First says human trafficking earns global profits of roughly $150 billion a year for traffickers, $99 billion of which come from commercial sex exploitation. And then the second one of my counter argument was children get the work done so that the traffickers don't have to. Traffickers use the children to do their work, so they get paid without doing anything. Also, traffickers use the children to help them in war, whether it's a suicide bomb or constructing safety or anything like that. Writing a counter argument was difficult in this kind of situation. The first counter argument I chose was to show the audience how much money people put into human trafficking and compare that to the commercial businesses. The second counter argument I chose was to show the audience how the children benefit the traffickers. Whether it's through money, labor, or drugs, someone is getting something out of it, and it's definitely not the children. Some solutions are to spread the word, join some organizations, and notify the police of any suspicion. These are the only solutions that can really help make a difference with human trafficking in general. You can share your knowledge and statistics to help spread the word, just so people are aware of what's going on in the world right now with human trafficking. When you join an organization, you're also helping spread the word and getting donations to help these organizations stop human trafficking and help find children and all that good stuff. If you notify the police of any suspicion, you might be helping to find a missing child or help stop the child from getting trafficked before everything happens. Some call to action organizations are the Global Alliance Against Trafficking in Women, the UNICEF organization, Freedom Network USA, and Love 146. The rhetorical situation. I am a young woman who has dealt with stalkers recently, working in a retail business. My intended audience are parents, siblings, babysitters, anyone who has the care of a child in their hands before. My message is not only to try to prevent and be careful of your surroundings after a trauma, but to continue to give the children attention and the medical sources they need, because nobody knows what really happened to them. And with children, it's really hard for them to express their feelings after a trauma like that. My purpose is to inform people how much more dangerous child trafficking is for a child and how frequently it happens without anybody knowing. The context is the human rights violations that child trafficking is and how a child loses their freedom from it. The research process reflection, one thing I would do differently is definitely give myself more time to do research. At the end, with the counter argument and the reflection and all that, it was kind of hard. I was doing everything last minute. A moment when I was most proud of myself was when I had to write a piece of my essay in the discussion post, and I already had it in my outline, so it made it so much more easier to do the work and actually be able to focus rather than rushing last minute to get it done. One of the most challenging moments was to write a counter argument because there is no good or valid reason to child trafficking, and it is a really horrible topic already. My most powerful learning moment was being able to get such good feedback from my classmates and applying that to my essay. Also, just the overall essay made me feel proud to write because of all the work we had done before and just really preparing everything. I will take what I have learned and apply it to my future work, just giving myself enough time to make the whole process easier and being able to really focus on my overall project. And then this is my works cited, and I hope you guys like the presentation.